Hey gang, it's JC and this is the Daily Dose for, what is it, Thursday, July 21st, 2011. A combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Terrific television archives at the top of the page. Of course, across the bottom we have our eye candy feature, a classic today by the way. And in the corner, our rock and roll poll question, results yesterday in the aftermath of the two major storms 5 years ago. And it was 2 days ago that it was the 5th anniversary of those big storms that went through the ballpark right before the Cardinals were supposed to play, and you had that giant trash can that got picked up by the water that was overflowing underneath the seats at Busch Stadium and just like wiped this kid out. And then 2 days later, there was a major storm, almost as big as the first one, that went through on the Illinois side, and that pretty much wiped out everybody else. Our power was out for almost a week, and then you had that was in July. Now, you fast forward to late November, I think it was November 29th and 30th, is when we had the ice storm, and people's power was out again for, in some cases, a week or two. It's just unbelievable. So, I took a lot of steps. I did a lot of stuff. I got myself a generator, some good extension cords, came up with a plan, by the way. Also, we buy food in bulk from Costco. We have a deep freezer, we have water and non-perishables and things like that, because I'm not sure that it's necessarily going to be a case that the next time we have a crisis situation. Yeah, let me just put it this way. I used to laugh at the survivalists, and they're still a little bit over the top, to be honest. Think that somehow the government is going to turn on them and they're going to have to defend their property, or somebody's going to try and throw them in the pokey or something like that, and they're wearing fatigues and having meetings and going through those exercises like the Al-Qaeda video where they're on the monkey bars, stuff like that. That stuff's all over the top. However, maybe their basic message isn't so wacky after all, because I saw what happened during those power failures. We had a power failure here about 2 years ago, and there was an intersection at Olive and Lindbergh, somewhere up there, somewhere in that general vicinity. It was a four-way stop. Okay, Olive and Price. And I thought people were going to kill each other just trying to negotiate a four-way stop where the traffic lights were out. People were running the light and going before their turn and just like acting like maniacs. And this was just like a little 2 or 3 day power failure. So I'm not sure that we're all going to do so well in this situation. So the question was, in the aftermath of all of this stuff 5 years ago, are you doing anything different? Have you done anything different? Have you taken significant new steps to be prepared? And the overwhelming majority of you, 61%, say no. And I'm shocked by that, because I almost want to say, why not? What are you waiting for? What has to happen? Well, anyhow, 61%, 24% of you said yes, and 15% of you said I already was prepared. There you go. That's the good answer. All right. We've got these terrible stories, which aren't doing us any good here in St. Louis, and certainly aren't doing us any good nationally. We already got the puppy mills and the meth labs and the gonorrhea and all that sort of stuff. And now we seem to be leading the league in little kids blowing their heads off with guns that aren't securely put away somewhere. Third one in, about a week last night, led to 10 o'clock news. It's not a gun issue, it's a safety issue. So, our rock and roll poll question today, that's right here in the corner. Do you have a gun in your home? Here are your answers. A is no. B is yes, and it's loaded and ready to use at a moment's notice. Or C, yes, it's ready, but it's locked and safely locked up or locked so that, if a little kid got their hands on it, no problem. So there's your three choices. Please answer in the rock and roll poll question. We will have the results for you tomorrow. Anybody do anything about Colby Rasmus anytime soon? As you know, I'm not a fan for lots of reasons, and it's not just this year. It's sort of like the all-around thing. Now he's got his wacky dad in on the whole thing, too. And this situation is terminal, folks. It's terminal. It won't get any better. If anything, it'll get worse over time. And so I'm a big proponent of the Cardinals trading Colby Rasmus, not just to get rid of him, get something good for him, get some pitching for Christ's sakes. How about some closing pitching? I know that's easier said than done, but they got to do something now while he's still got some sort of value. His batting average is 241. He's something like, his numbers in July are just pathetic. I don't even want to look it up. I heard it last night. I don't even want to see it again. It'll just make my blood boil. So it'd be nice if somebody did something. By the way, watching those ball games last night, I got to tell you something. the public service announcement that they run for you to have your, well, I won't tell you what it's for, but it shows these little kids, 8, 9-year-old boys and girls. And in one case, the girl has a little dummy that she's set up with a baseball glove on the hand, and she tries to throw it. Another kid has like a chalk outline of a human being. He's trying to throw the ball off the wall. Another one is just like tape on a wall, outline of a human being, and then a stick with a baseball glove on it, and the little girl tries to throw it into the glove. And it is the message is for men to have their prostate checked because of prostate cancer. I'm telling you something, I don't know who put that thing together, but either I'm a real pushover for something sentimental like that and something that sort of tugs on your emotional heartstrings, but I am telling you, that is, I'm ready to stick my own finger up my butt and check my prostate myself after that whole thing, which can be fun, But the whole idea is get your prostate checked because when I watched that public service announcement during the ball games, did I just say that sometimes? Yeah, I guess I did. Just kidding, by the way. But anyhow, I'm trying to make a point. The point is, it's an extremely effective public service announcement, and I should have quit while I was ahead, shouldn't I? Guy by the name of Pat Kiley, been charged by a grand jury with conspiracy, mail fraud, money laundering counts in connection with a Ponzi scheme led by a guy by the name of Trevor Cook that defrauded investors out of $200 million. This guy is 73 years old. Pat Kiley is his name. Did I mention that he's a syndicated radio talk show host of a show called Follow the Money, which is heard on more than 200 stations across America and on the worldwide Christian Radio Network. Have a nice day, everybody. Jennifer Aniston and her new boyfriend are wearing pre-engagement rings. He's 39, she's 42. They've been dating 2 months. What do we got? Looks like Ben, watch out for the ex-boyfriend. Men, I'm telling you, watch out for the ex-boyfriend. Stories going around now that Ben Affleck had something to do with Jennifer Lopez's breakup with Mark Anthony. Somehow the mother of Jennifer Lopez really liked Ben Affleck and stayed in touch with him all these years. And when she realized that Jennifer, her daughter, was having trouble, got a hold of Ben and said, "Can you help her?" And Ben wrote something to her, and 3 days later, she called off the marriage, asked for the divorce. So Sarah Palin going to be a grandmother again. This time, Sarah's oldest child, 22-year-old Track Palin, has knocked up his new wife. But, by the way, they say they were married 2 months ago, and they say she just got pregnant. If you look at the pictures on Facebook, that chick is 6 months pregnant if she's a day. So, again, we have Sarah Palin just sort of going in there and massaging the truth just a little bit. I don't know what's wrong. Why can't you be a Republican? Why can't you be a Tea Party favorite and just say, we love sex in this family. We do it constantly. My daughter does it. My son does it. The kids were doing it before they got married. They got married 2 months ago, but she's knocked up at the time. Why can't you? What's wrong with it? The Christians are always talking about, propagating life. Just get out there and do it. Just fill the earth. Go out there and populate the earth. But then if you say you like the process, that there's something wrong with you, or you can't. I don't understand this stuff. Can somebody please explain it to me? Tiger Woods apparently wanted to finally know what it felt like to dump someone instead of vice versa, so he dumped his caddy after 13 years. What else we got here? Ryan Seacrest developing a Jersey Shore type show starring wealthy Iranian Americans. Former cop, you heard the story on Trisha's Trash yesterday on the Big 550. KTRS. Trish and I are on the air every day from noon until 3 at 550 KTRS. Former cop Fernando Flores worked as Britney Spears' bodyguard for a while, and he's filed a lawsuit claiming sexual harassment. Says she's a pig, doesn't brush her teeth, farts like crazy, picks her nose, does drugs, acts like a nut, and runs around naked and was trying to hit on him. He wants $10 million. Good luck with that. 89. Let's not speed it up. 80-year-old media mogul Rupert Murdoch isn't going to be able to make it to court today. He won't be in court today. He woke up with a hacking cough. Hey! Yeah. But then he felt well enough to check his voicemail, and then when he was done with that, he felt well enough to check my voicemail. And then yours. John Lovitz is 54 today. I like this guy. He's funny. And he was the guy that knocked the crap out of Andy Dick after Andy Dick got Phil Hartman's wife started back up on the evil Bolivian marching powder, and then she started to lose her mind, and then she shot Phil Hartman when he was sleeping. And when John Lovitz found out that Andy Dick was the guy that got her started on the drugs again, he went and knocked the tar out of him. Happy birthday to John Lovitz, he's 54. It was on this date in 1972 that George Carlin was doing the Summerfest in Milwaukee. I was there many, many times. I worked in Milwaukee back in 1980. And George Carlin got arrested for using indecent language. It was the 7 words you can't say on TV. And, of course, it went to the Supreme Court, and it's really the benchmark. It's sort of the milepost. It's sort of the barometer that broadcasters use now and the FCC uses for obscenity and that sort of stuff. All right, JC's Eye Candy today, you know, with the Mets series ending up this afternoon. I thought we'd go back for a little history of the Mets or Pond Scum. You can check that out. That's right below what you're looking at right now. All right, that's it. JC's Daily Dose for Thursday, July 21st, 2011, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Trish Gazelle and I are on the air every day from noon until 3 o'clock at the Big 550 KTRS. And also, when you're punching around on the website, go all the way down to Sexually Speaking, sponsored by Dr. Kathy Naughton at the Center for Sexual Health. We scour the earth for stories about sex and couples and hooking up. We've got some really good ones today, as a matter of fact, so check that out. That's right at the bottom of this page. That's it. In the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.